All right, have and have not fans, and it's time to answer a question that everybody's been talking about since the finale aired almost a week ago. Is Veronica really dead after that car crash? Just to give you the short answer, in my opinion, no. Am I basing this off of, IMDb scans or, any kind of tweets or character updates? Nope. This is just me talking about the overall plot of the story. And let me just put it this way. We've seen many characters killed off the show already. And my typical answer, if you were to ask me maybe 3 seasons ago, let's say if 3 seasons ago, right when Veronica began blackmailing Jeffrey with the black sedan, if somebody told me, hey, guess what, Veronica's going to die in the next few episodes, what would my response be? I would say, okay, I feel like that'll be a dumb way of killing off Veronica that quickly because she's tied to so many plot points and, storylines in the show. Why would she be killed off? I really can't say that now because even though that's a very true statement about Veronica's character, there have been characters who've been killed off the show who have been linked to multiple plot lines or storylines, but they got killed off before anything got resolved. One of the most prominent ones being Jennifer Salicin, when she revealed to David that, she suspected that Amanda's death wasn't a suicide, but a homicide. And, she was working on a private investigation on that now. But guess what? She got killed off, and the only person she told that information to was David. But we have no information on, him telling Jim or Catherine about that. So I don't know if that's ever going to be brought up again, or maybe that's going to be something that might be brought up during the trial that's going to be going on about Jennifer's death soon enough. I mean, we're trying to get through the whole Quincy Maxwell murder right now. And we saw how long that took. And this was just a preliminary trial. So the question is, there's no telling how long it's going to take for the new DA to get everything put together for a trial to begin on the death of Jennifer Salicin. Because remember, Jim and David are trying to, especially Jim's trying to scramble, the four of them together, Jim, Catherine, David, and Veronica, to come up with a cover story. But the hell if that's going to work now, because, Catherine just doesn't care. David is too infatuated with Erica right now. And then, of course, Veronica, she just got into that car wreck, so there's no telling what's going to happen with that. But I don't believe Veronica is dead because, it's hard to say anything that hasn't already been said already. Number one, love her or hate her, at least in my opinion, I think a lot of fans will agree with me, Veronica Harrington is the most popular character on the show right now. If she were to be killed off, I feel like it would make it, I guess you could say, it would be less stressful for a lot of other characters, mainly David and Jeffrey. But at the same time, she has carried the show, in my opinion, since maybe halfway through season 2, season 3. Don't get me wrong, she was a bad bitch in season 1, but in a lot of ways different than Candice, just because the way she carried herself. It was the Ice Queen, just slowly showing a little bit of herself. And the beautiful thing about it, the term Ice Queen was given to Veronica, if I'm not mistaken, around the time or before the popular Disney movie Frozen came out. So I do like the parallels with her and Elsa to an extent. Now, the fact that I don't think she's going to be killed off is, again, there are just so many reasons why her being killed off would not be a smart move. Because here's my thing, and you've heard me talk about this in blogs and multiple videos. I did not like Amanda's exit from the show. And the way it was handled was very poor in my opinion. But the thing is that when Amanda started going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, so, basically going psycho, people didn't like it because they thought it was too creepy as hell and kept, saying, hey, you need to take your meds. Next thing you know, Veronica started having some of those crazy tendencies. Then, of course, we had Catherine lashing out. Warlock turned into a freaking psycho. My thing is, I feel like Tyler Perry might have looked at, okay, here's what went wrong with the Amanda character, especially when her transition to, I guess you could say, psychotic tendencies kind of like swayed some of the audience away from her character. Now here's what I'm going to do for Veronica and this other character over here, to have them have either a psycho like moment, or I want to have them slowly dig a little deeper into, I guess you could say, insanity. With some characters it worked. I feel like Veronica is one of the prime contenders. But with other characters, it just makes no sense, because let's not even talk about insanity for a second, but let's just talk about characters who have dramatic shifts in their personalities almost overnight. I feel like Warlock, he had a legitimate reason for being very pissed off at Candice, but the fact he got so agitated and kind of finicky, I believe he kind of had like a twitch when those two met at the tow yard, and he was like, "You betrayed me, and you lied, and I hate that." And then that's when he took advantage of her on the gate, and that's when Mitch pretty much was looking up from the back of the truck and saw what was going on, and I really didn't like that. Now with Veronica, I feel like, honestly, if there was two people dead, I feel like maybe Melissa and the baby are dead due to the car wreck. Because again, Melissa's starring in, Antoinette is starring in Dear White People on Netflix. So I feel like maybe this was her time to go, because her overall plot was kind of, I'm not saying she was a wasted character, but I really don't feel like she had much to give to the show anymore, due to the fact that, her dad was dead. So the main reason for her going through all this pain and suffering to begin with was to help her father, and Veronica was going to buy the medicine. Not to mention the whole, saving the family business, but the fact her mom's about to sell a house and move in with her sister, I believe. And pretty much we found out that Melissa doesn't get treated any better by her than for Veronica, that death was the only way to get out of that situation. And the fact that I feel that Veronica is going to survive. Here's my thing. I don't think it's too much of a question as to whether or not Veronica survives the crash. I wonder what this crash will do to her personality. Will it give her an enlightening moment? Will she see God? Will she realize that, wow, okay, maybe I've been doing the wrong thing, and maybe I need to change my tactics to be more of a better wife? Because remember, they haven't gotten divorced yet. A better wife, a better mother. But I feel like that's a hell no answer kind of situation. Just like Candice had plenty of times where she's been near death's door by the Malones, by Quincy, by Warlock, but she hasn't changed her ways. It just made her even more deeper, I guess you could say more stuck in her ways than normal. So being a control freak, the question would be, okay, will Veronica use this, I guess you could say, opportunity to get Jeffrey out of jail, but at the same time he's going to have to knock up another girl and then give her a grandchild that way? Because that seems to be her. I mean, I feel like aside from, Jeffrey being gay, her new goal is to have a grandchild. So I don't know if this will be in a moment where she'll get Jeffrey out of jail, but only if she does what she wants to. Or if Jeffrey, I feel like Jeffrey will be concerned if Melissa is dead. Not, of course, more concerned than Veronica, because she'll be devastated by losing her child, a grandchild. That begs the question again. There's just so many routes that Tyler Perry could take with this. If Melissa and the baby are dead, will this make Veronica, I guess you could say, go into an even more psychotic rage? Because remember how agitated and clearly not thinking straight that Candice was when she got to the funeral home. Saying that you did this to spite me and all this stuff. I wonder if Veronica is going to be on another level of craziness right now. I mean, the fact that she saw Justin in the rearview mirror, if I'm not mistaken, she's probably going to try to go after him. But this was just proof that he isn't playing around. And I just feel like there's so many ways that Veronica's character could evolve either into a better... I'll put it this way. No matter what Tyler Perry does with Veronica, I feel that Angela Robertson is going to do one hell of a performance. Because again, as I said before, I just love the fact that she can turn on the crazy, but then turn on the law, pretty much the attorney at law at the drop of a hat. Like her in that courtroom, straight up impressive. And then her at the beginning of the episode, throwing the sandwich at Melissa, talking to Jeffrey. It's just like, wow, I feel like she was better handled than Amanda in terms of her psychotic tendencies. So again, in my opinion, I don't think Veronica's dead yet, because I feel like the episode being called the Veronica Show was a clear indication that, Veronica's taking over, but at the same time, she has a major setback. It's kind of like when, I'm trying to think here. Back when Jeffrey pretty much told her off, and then she went over to Quita, and then, roughed her up. It's almost the same. But then at the end of the day, Catherine almost shot her after Jennifer. Because remember, every time it seems like Veronica is either in the lead or everything is falling apart, almost like Candice, she finds a way to come back. So I wonder what her comeback is after this. Will she be injured? Will she be paralyzed? Will she get out of the car unscathed? There's no telling how Veronica is going to be after this wreck. What will David say? Will he be concerned? I feel like with Jeffrey, and David, they'll be more concerned about Melissa than actual Veronica. And then Veronica might say something along the lines of, this girl tried to kill me. She took the wheel and, was driving off the road. I wonder if, will they believe her? Will they believe her? Because remember, it's just like when, David got over to Catherine's house and saw Jennifer on the floor, and Veronica tried to run over to, David to tell Catherine did it and she tried to kill me. And then Catherine was like, no, she's the one that did it, David. And then you remember David didn't really believe Veronica because remember, she tried to burn him up in the house. So Veronica's track record of honesty, not to mention unwillingness to harm people, really isn't a good one. So it's understandable why David didn't believe her. So again, there's no telling what's going to happen if she loses her grandchild. The fact that she almost got in a wreck, pretty much got in the wreck. The fact that Justin was, bombarding the car right behind her. I feel like this will send her even deeper into insanity, but also strengthen her resolve in terms of, okay, if you thought it was tough before, you've seen nothing yet. You have yet to feel my fury. So again, instead of an enlightening moment, if she's going to be in a near-death state, oh God, please, Tyler Perry, please don't put Veronica in a coma. We've had enough people in this show who've been in the hospital for an extended stay, because if you subtract the time that Melissa was taken out of the hospital, was brought to Veronica's house, and then of course, try to take the baby away with the hanger in the finale, Melissa spent almost the entire season in the hospital after slitting her wrist. The last thing I want to see is Veronica in the hospital bed for an entire season. But I will find it ironic if Veronica is like in a state where she realizes what's going on around her, but she can't move. I feel like, and again, follow me on this one. Remember when she slapped Melissa and whatnot in the hospital after she told her, it's like, if you ever try anything like that again, I will throw you off a roof. I will put you so close to, a comatose state that you will feel the pain, but you won't be able to move or anything, but you'll know what's going on around you. I feel like that would be delicious irony if Veronica is put into that exact same state due to Melissa crashing the car. It's almost like when Candice was talking to Hannah about unmarked grave, you'll be burning in a box and I'll be spitting on it. And Hannah was just like, you predicted your own funeral. It'll be funny if Veronica predicted her own hospital, comatose state because of what she said to Melissa. So that's my personal opinion on it. I just wanted to get your thoughts. Again, I don't feel like Veronica's going to die, but I feel like the bigger question is, if she survives, which I do believe she will, what will happen to Veronica, her personality, what's her new plan of action going to be? And I mean, again, it's, guys, September, it's about to be what, September 18th when I'm recording this video. It's going to be October before you know it. So time's going to fly by, and January is going to be here before you know it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you in the next video.